Awaken to the wisdom of your higher self with Archangels Michael and Jophiel, the divine path to spiritual ascension. This is not an ordinary message. This is a divine calling, a profound revelation, and a transmission of encoded light that has been carefully delivered through the spiritual realms to resonate directly with your soul. What you are about to receive today is a vibrational frequency designed to activate your deepest memory, your highest awareness. As these words touch your being, you will feel a part of you awaken, as if a veil is lifting, reminding you of your innate connection to the eternal source. Archangels Michael and Jophiel, great guardians and protectors of the Ascension path, have joined their powerful frequencies and now share them with you. They are sacred guides who not only protect the way but are also masters of cosmic wisdom, inviting you to walk the path of transformation, helping you remember your purest truth and elevate your consciousness to higher dimensions. This is a process of reactivation. It is not merely a teaching, it is a flame ignited in your heart, inviting you to dissolve the layers of forgetfulness, those that have kept you trapped in the illusion of separation and limitation. As you shed these layers, your soul will be set free, and you will remember your essential connection to the divine source, that connection that was never broken, never lost, but merely dormant, waiting to be awakened. Your higher self is not a fantasy or a distant ideal. It is the pure essence of your being, the most elevated and divine part of you that has never forgotten its origin. You have never been separated from the source, you have only forgotten who you are. This part of you, the higher self, is your eternal presence, the one untouched by time or worldly experiences. Today, through this spiritual transmission, a vibrational bridge to your higher self opens before you. This is not a physical bridge, but a connection established on the plane of consciousness. It is a call to return to your divine home, not in a physical sense, but in the deepest sense, in your higher awareness. This is a sacred moment of remembrance, a moment when your soul, in its deep yearning to reconnect with its original nature, begins to reactivate the forgotten frequencies that will allow you to live from an expanded and fulfilled state of consciousness. It is time to remember that you are divine, that you are eternal, and that the power to access the infinite wisdom of your higher self is available to you in this very moment. Ascension, the return to the origin. Ascension is much more than a commonly used spiritual word. It is the sacred path back to the origin, to unification with the Creator, to the full realization of the divine being you are in your deepest essence. This process is not about escaping to distant places or reaching unattainable ideals. In truth, to ascend is to consciously return inward, to recognize the true nature of your being, to accept that you are a living expression of divinity itself. To ascend does not mean to escape, but to integrate, elevate, and transform. It is not about distancing yourself from the physical world, but about living it consciously, raising the frequencies of the earthly plane so that everything you do becomes a manifestation of your highest vibration. Ascension is the ability to see the world from a higher perspective, where everything is revealed as an extension of divine consciousness, where all situations, people, and events are recognized as parts of one interconnected whole. There is no separation, only unity. Ascension is a profoundly inner process, one that begins when you make the decision to free yourself from the illusions of separation. In that moment, you begin to discover that everything you believed yourself to be, all the identity you've constructed throughout your past and present lives, is merely a false creation of the ego. As you delve deeper into this process, you realize that you are not your body, you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions. You are the pure consciousness that exists behind them. This ascension process is not about accumulating external knowledge or acquiring more intellectual information. While knowledge has value, the true depth of ascension lies not in what you know, but in what you are, and in what you are capable of integrating. Ascension is achieved through the conscious embodiment of your higher self in every moment of your life. It is not enough to know you are a divine being, you must live and feel that truth in every cell of your body, in every thought that crosses your mind, in every action you take. It is a vibrational process in which each of your bodies, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, begins to align with the highest frequencies of truth, love, and wisdom that flow directly from the divine source. Ascension is not about gaining power, but about letting go of everything that limits you. It is learning to release old structures and patterns that no longer serve you, limiting beliefs, repressed emotions, and inherited fears. As you do this, your energy begins to vibrate in the frequency of unity, recognizing that everything around you is a manifestation of the same essence that resides within you. As your vibration rises, you become a conscious channel of divine light, transforming every aspect of your life. Ascension is not a goal that exists only in the future, it is a state of being in the present. You begin to live in the now, experiencing the continuous flow of light that moves through you, allowing it to express itself in all you do. Every thought, word, and action becomes a manifestation of your higher self, aligned with your divine purpose. The purpose of ascension is to remember who you truly are. Your soul is not here by chance. You are not in this life by mistake. You have chosen this time, this space, and this physical form to fulfill a mission that only you can carry out. This life is one of the most important in your eternal journey. It is time to awaken to the truth that you are a divine being living a human experience. And as more souls awaken, the collective awakening becomes inevitable. The veil of illusion begins to dissolve to make way for a new era of consciousness, where humanity remembers itself as one single family, united by universal light. The inner calling grows stronger as you walk the path of ascension. You begin to feel it deep within your being, that longing to return home. This home is not found in the physical world, nor in the confines of matter. It is in your heart, in the sacred space within you where truth, peace, and light have always been yours. This call is not just individual, it is collective. The awakening you are experiencing is not only personal, it is part of a planetary awakening that affects all of humanity. Souls are beginning to remember. In every corner of the earth, the seeds of ascension are sprouting in the collective consciousness. Millions of people are beginning to feel the disconnection from old structures that no longer serve. The system that has kept humanity in fear and ignorance is disintegrating, and those who have awakened are now the beacons of light guiding others toward truth. The inner call is growing stronger because it is the call of universal consciousness, a reminder that we are all extensions of the same source. This moment is the turning point. It is the time of great transformation, where by elevating your consciousness, you begin to influence not only your own life but also the collective vibration of the planet. Ascension is not for a chosen few, it is for all of humanity, and at this time, it is everyone's opportunity to join the process of awakening. Spiritual guides, enlightened beings, and ascended masters such as Archangels Michael and Jophiel are working with you in this process, guiding you to remember your connection with the whole. Thus, the process of ascension is also a process of planetary healing. As more souls awaken to their true self, they also begin to heal and cleanse the energies that have accumulated throughout the ages, restoring balance and harmony in the world. Every step you take toward your ascension not only elevates your own consciousness but also contributes to the awakening and healing of all beings. Ascension, your divine destiny. Ascension is your divine destiny. It is the path toward reunification with the Source, toward the full realization of your higher self. It is not a journey that happens in a single moment, but a continuous process of spiritual evolution that transcends time and space. The entire universe is working in harmony so that you, and all of humanity, may remember the truth of your existence. The return to the origin is near. You need only take the next step with courage, wisdom, and love. This is the moment when everything you have experienced until now comes together in a single purpose: to remember who you are and why you are here. You are not alone on this path. All beings of light support you, and the universe conspires to help you fulfill your divine mission. The return to the origin is inevitable. Your soul knows what it is doing. You only need to trust, to follow the divine flow, and allow the light that already resides within you to guide you toward ascension. The sacred heart, the threshold of the higher self. The gateway to your higher self is not found in books, external teachings, material temples, or structures of conventional knowledge. The true doorway to divine wisdom resides in the center of your chest, in the sacred heart. This spiritual space is the dwelling place of your soul, where the presence of divinity constantly vibrates, waiting to be recognized, lived, and experienced. It is the place where unconditional love is born effortlessly, the pure and transformative love that depends on nothing external. In the sacred heart, the fire of divinity burns silently, waiting to be rediscovered by you, a fire that never extinguishes, but only intensifies when perceived and activated. By entering your sacred heart, you access a holy sanctuary that allows you to connect with unity and inner light. It is a vibrational space that transcends and frees you from all limitations of the ego. In this inner temple, no darkness can reach you, for only light exists there. There is no room for judgment, fear, or guilt, only for pure consciousness, for eternal truth, for love that neither judges nor discriminates, and for the immutable presence that connects you with the all. In the sacred heart, the barriers between the human and the divine dissolve. From this point of divine connection, you begin to see the world with new eyes, with the eyes of God. Suffering, duality, separation, and confusion fade away. What once seemed fragmented or disconnected in your life begins to unify into a clear vision: everything is one, and all is connected in the cosmic web of life. This sacred threshold is the entry point to the higher self, the place where the divine mind merges with the soul, and where universal wisdom flows without obstacles. In this space, the mind does not cling to limiting ideas or rigid judgments, but instead opens to the deep understanding that comes from the infinite wisdom of the universe. Archangel Michael, the protector of the brave, invites you to enter this sanctuary with courage. Do not fear stepping into the sacred heart. It is the space where divine light meets humanity. It is the place where you can release all resistance and surrender completely to the energy that nourishes and guides you. This is the path toward authenticity and spiritual fulfillment. Likewise, Archangel Jophiel, guardian of illuminated wisdom, reminds you that within the sacred heart dwells ancient wisdom. Here the threefold flame is activated: the wisdom of the Father, the love of the Mother, and the power of the Son. These three divine qualities unite within you, creating a perfect balance between your mind, your heart, and your spirit. The wisdom of the Father connects you with universal understanding. The love of the Mother embraces you with compassion and acceptance. And the power of the Son gives you the strength to walk your path with clarity and confidence. The threefold flame is not merely a spiritual metaphor. It is a real energy that pulses in your heart and in every cell of your being. When you activate this flame within your sacred heart, you begin to live from a place of unity, knowing that the Father, the mother, and the sun are aspects of yourself, of the universal being. This flame is the inner beacon that guides you through darkness, offering you light in moments of confusion and wisdom when you face decisions. The Sacred Heart is, then, the temple of divinity within you, the sacred place where you reconnect with your true self. It is in this sanctuary that spiritual ascension takes place, because it is here that love and wisdom are activated within you, transforming your being in a deep and lasting way. When you enter this sacred space, you not only transform yourself, you also begin to transform the world around you. This process is not just an inner journey. By activating the flame of the Sacred Heart, your light begins to radiate outward, touching others, healing past wounds, and contributing to the collective awakening of humanity. The Sacred Heart is the center of divine power in your life. It is where you experience true wholeness, for when you reconnect with your divine essence, you find a profound peace that does not depend on external circumstances. Therefore, beloved being of light, I invite you to enter your Sacred Heart with trust. This is the place where true wisdom resides, and by doing so, you will witness how love, truth, and peace begin to expand into every area of your life. This is the place where your soul remembers its divine purpose, and where you can finally embody the higher self that you are. This is the path to enlightenment, a path full of light, wisdom, and love. A path back home, to your divine essence, to unity with all that is. Thoughts, words, and frequency. In the universe, everything is vibration. Frequency is the key that keeps everything in motion, everything interconnected. From the most microcosmic level of subatomic particles to the vast expanses of the cosmos, all that exists is composed of vibrating energy. This includes your thoughts, your words, and your emotions. Each of these aspects holds a unique frequency that directly influences the world you experience. Every thought that arises in your mind is like a ripple in water. When you think, you emit a vibration that radiates throughout your energetic field, affecting not only your body but also everything around you. Your thoughts create your reality. If your thoughts are filled with love, peace, and clarity, then you are creating a reality based on those elevated frequencies. But if your thoughts are steeped in fear, doubt, and negativity, you are shaping a reality that mirrors those lower vibrations. Likewise, every word you speak is a vibrational code. Words are not just sounds, they are carriers of energy. Words of encouragement, love, and compassion emit an expansive frequency that uplifts both the speaker and the receiver. In contrast, words of judgment, criticism, and condemnation generate distortions that create separation and energetic blockages. Your words either build or destroy. What you say holds power, because each word is infused with the energy of your intention, creating a ripple effect in your life and the world around you. Your emotions are also a form of frequency. Every feeling you experience vibrates at a specific rate. Emotions such as love, gratitude, joy, and peace generate high frequencies that allow your energy to flow freely and attract the highest good into your life. On the other hand, emotions like fear, anger, sadness, or resentment emit low frequencies that block the flow of energy within your body and auric field, preventing you from accessing the higher dimensions of your being. The adamantine particles of divine light, the purest essence of the universe, respond only to elevated frequencies. These particles are the builders of divine reality. They create and sustain cosmic harmony. However, for these particles to flow toward you and fill your being with light, you must be vibrating in harmony with them. If your energetic field is saturated with thoughts of complaint, judgment, criticism, or fear, these light particles are blocked, unable to penetrate a dense and chaotic field. The stream of light from your higher self becomes obstructed, cutting you off from higher frequencies that grant you access to divine wisdom, clarity, and love. This is the foundational principle that governs the path to your higher self. Purify your mind, refine your speech, and elevate your emotions. When you achieve this alignment, your energetic field begins to resonate with the frequencies of the higher realms. It is then that you begin to feel a deep connection with your divine self, with the inner wisdom and with the frequencies of love and light that emanate from your own essence. When you think with clarity, your mind clears from the fog of confusion and chaos. Mental clarity allows you to access the higher wisdom that resides within you, the kind of wisdom that doesn't depend on external logic but flows from divine intuition. When you speak with truth, your word becomes an instrument of conscious creation. Truth has a purifying energy, and when you speak from the truth of your being, you open the doors to harmonic creation and well-being. Finally, when you feel with coherence, your emotions align with your thoughts and words. Emotional coherence is the key to a balanced and fulfilling life. When your emotions resonate with truth, love, and peace, you allow the flow of divine energy to circulate through you without obstruction, and your higher self becomes your constant guide. This is why every small shift in how you think, speak, and feel has a profound impact on your path to ascension and the embodiment of your higher self. Every conscious act of raising your inner vibration helps awaken and activate the divine frequencies that have long awaited their expression through you. When you succeed in aligning your mind, your words, and your emotions with the highest frequencies of love and light, you become a conscious channel of divinity. In that state, adamantine particles begin to flow freely through you, filling you with clarity, wisdom, and divine power. In doing so, you not only transform your reality but also become a beacon of light for those who are still searching for the path to their own truth and ascension. This is the path to true freedom, the freedom to live in harmony with the universal laws, to be the conscious manifestation of your higher self, and to create a reality filled with divine light, love, and abundance. The lower self and the higher self, the great bridge. The ego is not your enemy, although it is often perceived as such. The ego is a natural creation of your being, designed to protect you on the physical plane, to allow you to interact with and survive in the material world. However, throughout your life, the ego has usurped a place that does not belong to it. It has begun to take control over deeper aspects of your life, steering your mind and emotions, creating a separation between your divine essence and your human experience. The lower self is that part of you tied to the needs and desires of the physical body. It is driven by fear, insecurity, and survival, always seeking external validation and constantly trying to protect you from perceived threats. Its original function was useful, but when it takes the lead and becomes the ruler of your life, it distances you from your true divine nature and your higher purpose. The ego operates under the belief that you need constant protection, that the world is a dangerous place, and you must fight to survive. The higher self, on the other hand, is your eternal essence. It is the soul that transcends time and space, free from fear, infused with infinite wisdom, unconditional love, and a deep connection to the divine plan of your life. The higher self does not seek control, but balance, harmony, and expansion. It is the part of you that sees beyond the limitations of the physical body and has access to the universal laws that govern your existence. Accessing higher wisdom is a process of self-discovery and transcendence. It is not about rejecting the ego, but learning to observe it without judgment, neither repressing it nor identifying with it. The ego has its role and its purpose, but it must not be the one leading your life. Its place is that of an observer, not a director. The lower self may express itself, may have desires, fears, impulses, and when this happens, it is essential to allow expression without letting it dictate your choices. True spiritual work involves developing the discernment needed to know when the ego is speaking and when the higher self is guiding. The difference is subtle yet clear. The ego speaks from fear, scarcity, comparison, and judgment, while the higher self speaks from wisdom, unconditional love, and universal truth. The ego seeks quick answers, temporary solutions, and constantly faces problems from a mindset of lack. The higher self, however, remains calm, watching and guiding from a place of inner peace. The ego, by its nature, will always react. It responds to situations with intense, impulsive emotions that stem from a primal need for protection. In contrast, the higher self does not react, it responds. The response comes from a place of presence and inner wisdom, with clarity and calm. Learning to stop reacting and begin responding from the higher self is a daily practice of awareness. The higher self never shouts. It is gentle, quiet in its communication. It does not need attention or force. It whispers in the silence of your heart, inviting you into stillness. In the constant noise of the external world, it is necessary to cultivate silence and create space to hear its voice. When you are present, when you immerse yourself in the now, the higher self can speak to you with clarity. The higher self does not need to be right. It exists beyond the concept of right or wrong because it dwells in truth. It does not seek to justify its words or actions, it simply is. It lives in unity with the divine flow of the universe, and when you align with that frequency, you too experience the peace and power that arise from that silent truth. As you learn to distinguish between the ego and the higher self, you begin to walk the bridge between them. The ego keeps you trapped in the illusion of separation, in doubt and fear, while the higher self leads you to divine connection and unity, where peace, love, and wisdom become the guiding lights of your life. As you learn to listen to your higher self and observe the ego without letting it control you, you become a conscious being, a channel of light and love, aligned with the divine purpose you chose to embody. This is the great bridge between the human and the divine. In walking it, you realize that the ego and the higher self are not separate, but complementary, and true power lies in the conscious union of both. The ego is a tool, not an enemy. The higher self is your guide, not a separate entity. Together, they can lead you to the harmony and wholeness you seek in your life. The sacred mind and subconscious reprogramming. Over lifetimes, you have accumulated limiting beliefs, emotional patterns, and unresolved traumas that have unconsciously shaped your life experience. These beliefs and emotions have been recorded in your subconscious mind and your etheric field, creating an invisible reservoir of information that profoundly influences your decisions, perceptions, and daily actions. Beliefs about scarcity, rejection, pain, and separation have been woven into the fabric of your consciousness, often without your awareness. These patterns are not just remnants of past lives, but also karmic vows and inherited conditioning passed down through generations. They have affected your vibration and the way you interact with the world around you. They reside deep within your being, in the layers of the subconscious, waiting to be acknowledged and transformed. The first step toward accessing the wisdom of your higher self is to connect with your sacred mind. This requires a process of subconscious reprogramming. Reprogramming involves cleansing the layers of conditioning that have been imposed on you throughout your life, conditioning from family, society, and culture, as well as the education you received, which may not have always aligned with your essential truth. To reprogram your subconscious is to enter a process of deep healing. It begins when you decide to release those limiting beliefs and thought patterns that no longer serve you. It begins when you choose to stop being a prisoner of your past and allow the light of the higher self to illuminate and dissolve the energies that no longer belong to your divine purpose. The sacred mind has always known the truth. This mind is not shaped by the material experiences of life. It is pure, immaculate, and directly connected to the divine mind, to the universal wisdom that flows from the creative source. It is the direct portal to eternal truth, granting access to the cosmic consciousness that transcends illusion and the duality of the physical world. When you begin to align with your sacred mind, the lies and distortions you have told yourself begin to dissolve. The falsehoods that once seemed like unshakable truths lose their hold on you. The illusion that kept you trapped in cycles of suffering and separation begins to disintegrate, and the truth of who you truly are begins to emerge with clarity. In this moment, higher consciousness starts to take the lead, free from the influence of the ego and limiting beliefs. This process of transformation, though liberating, is not always easy. It can be painful and challenging. The fear of the unknown, the pain of letting go of old patterns of behavior and thought, may at times feel overwhelming. The subconscious mind often resists change, for it is deeply identified with the identity that has been shaped around those beliefs. This work requires patience, commitment, and constant practice. It takes courage to face your inner shadows and see the truth beyond the structures built by the ego. But this pain is temporary. On the other side of this purification and reprogramming lies spiritual freedom, not superficial or fleeting freedom, but deep liberation from all suffering created by the illusion of separation. It is the complete release from the chains of the ego and the awakening of your true self, unburdened by the past. This spiritual liberation is not only experienced on the mental plane, it extends to every level of your being, emotional, physical, and spiritual. When your mind aligns with the wisdom of your higher self, you experience a complete transformation. You no longer feel enslaved by your thoughts, emotions, or automatic reactions. You become a conscious being, capable of choosing how to respond to life from a place of peace, love, and balance. The sacred mind is not limited by circumstances. It lives beyond the illusion of time and is deeply connected to universal laws. As you release limiting beliefs, your ability to access that deep wisdom increases. The sacred mind is the bridge to your higher self. When this connection is strengthened, everything begins to align. Your thoughts, your words, and your actions become a direct expression of the divine truth that lives within you. Remember, this is a continuous journey, not a final destination. Every time you face a new challenge, you are given the opportunity to reprogram your subconscious mind and deepen your alignment with the wisdom of the higher self. Every conscious choice rooted in love, forgiveness, and truth brings you closer to unity with your divine essence. The sacred mind is the channel through which you receive spiritual guidance, universal wisdom, and divine connection. As you nurture and cultivate this connection, you become a being filled with inner power and divine insight, guided by the light of your soul, and you begin to live in alignment with your highest purpose. This is the path to total spiritual liberation, where suffering and fear no longer exist, only truth, peace, and light. Visualization and higher communication. The higher mind does not communicate through conventional words. While the human mind operates in the physical realm using verbal language, the higher mind communicates through symbols, sacred geometry, images, and light frequencies. These are the tools that higher consciousness uses to transmit messages, truths, and divine wisdom to your being. Symbols such as Metatron's cube, the Eye of Horus, or the Flower of Life are not merely decorative. They are representations of universal principles containing vibrational codes that can penetrate directly into your soul. Sacred geometry is not just a mathematical concept, it is a divine language that forms the very structure of the universe. The light frequency transmitted through these shapes and symbols has the power to activate aspects of your spiritual genetic code and connect your awareness to higher realms. In the higher mind, images are not just mental representations, they are portals to elevated dimensions. These images are energetic frequencies of information that resonate with the divine truth that already lives within you. One of the most powerful ways to reconnect with higher planes is through visualization. Visualization is a fundamental tool for strengthening your connection to your higher self and to the more elevated spiritual dimensions. As you visualize yourself surrounded by divine light, protected by angels, and supported by your higher self, your consciousness begins to remember its divine nature. This practice of visualization not only allows you to connect with your inner light, but also opens you to direct communication with the spiritual realms. When you visualize yourself surrounded by light, you are not only reinforcing your energetic field, but you are also training your consciousness to access higher dimensions of existence. Visualization acts as an anchor for the spiritual frequencies you wish to embody in your life, allowing those vibrations of love, wisdom, and divine protection to integrate deeply into your being. Developing abilities such as spiritual telepathy, expanded intuition, and multidimensional perception is the result of focused and continuous practice. These capacities are not skills that develop overnight. They require time, patience, and commitment to your spiritual path. Through visualization, you train your mind to perceive beyond the physical senses, opening yourself to direct communication with subtle and spiritual planes. Archangel Jophiel, Master of Illumination and Divine Wisdom, invites you to create a sacred space in your daily life. This space, even if only for a few minutes each day, becomes a channel of direct communication with your spiritual guides, your higher self, and the cosmic council of light. This time is not only for meditation, it is an opportunity to listen and receive. As you observe, feel, and allow divine light to pour over you, you begin to attune to the frequency of the universe and receive direct messages from the higher planes. Creating this sacred space is also essential for clearing the distortions that may interfere with your spiritual perception. When you allow yourself to be still and at peace, your mind opens to deeper levels of awareness, allowing higher wisdom to flow unobstructed. In this space of calm and receptivity, symbols, images, and light frequencies speak directly to you, revealing truths and divine guidance. As this sacred space becomes part of your daily rhythm, your capacity to receive and communicate with higher realms deepens. The flow of divine information becomes natural, and universal wisdom begins to manifest in your life with greater clarity and purpose. Spiritual guides, angels, and the cosmic council of light will walk more closely with you, guiding you every step of the way. This process of higher communication, nourished by visualization and conscious connection with your higher self, becomes a journey of recognition, awakening, and spiritual expansion. As you attune your mind to higher frequencies, you become a channel of light in the world, carrying with you the answers, guidance, and divine wisdom that transform not only your own life, but also the lives of others. The inner fire and the activation of Christic DNA. Within you, at the deepest core of your being, resides a sacred fire that has long remained dormant, awaiting the precise moment to be awakened. This sacred fire is known as Kundalini energy, a powerful force represented as the golden serpentine light resting at the base of your spine. This energy, ancient and divine, holds the full creative, transformative, and healing power of the universe. When you begin to live from love, service, and compassion, this inner fire starts to rise through your chakras. Kundalini slowly ascends along your spinal column, activating your energetic system and awakening dormant memories within your being. As it rises, this energy purifies, cleanses, and opens your inner channels, allowing divine light to flow freely through your body and soul. This process of ascension is not only an energetic purification, but also a profound reconnection with your true divine self. Kundalini awakens the divine potential that lives within you, allowing you to remember your true nature. Each chakra it activates, each layer of your being it awakens, brings you closer to full integration with your higher self. The wisdom and love of your higher self become more consciously embodied, manifesting practically in your daily life. As the Kundalini fire rises, it activates what is known as the divine cell of the diamond core. This cell is an eternal point of light implanted in you by the Creator before your descent into matter, before your incarnation on this physical plane. It is a divine spark that contains your soul's spiritual genetic code, a primordial light that links your physical being with the divine plane. This cell is not an abstract idea, it is an energetic reality, directly connected to the heart of the universe. When this divine cell is activated, it begins to radiate rays of divine consciousness that expand through your entire being, illuminating your path and transforming every aspect of your existence. These rays of light, infused with infinite wisdom, ignite the original 12 strands of your spiritual DNA. This activation is a process of conscious expansion, in which your spiritual genetic code begins to align with the highest frequencies of creation. The 12 strands of spiritual DNA that are activated contain the keys to your ancestral wisdom, your connection to the divine realm, and the cosmic energy that sustains all existence. As these strands awaken, you experience a transformation that transcends the physical. You begin to remember your divine purpose and your connection to your spiritual mission on this plane. You become not only aware of your inner light, but also begin to integrate that light practically into your everyday life, reflecting the attributes of the higher self. This process of activating the Christic DNA is not something that occurs instantly, but rather a gradual transformation that unfolds as you align more deeply with your inner being. Every time you choose to live from love, compassion, and truth, the frequencies of your spiritual DNA rise, and your connection to your higher self strengthens. The sacred fire of Kundalini, when held with love and awareness, allows this evolutionary process to unfold smoothly and harmoniously. Christic DNA is the original divine blueprint of your being. It is your link to your celestial origins and to the creative energy that flows throughout the universe. Activating this DNA is a profound spiritual awakening, a reminder that you are a divine being incarnated with a sacred purpose. As this process continues, you experience a growing unity with the Creator and an expanded consciousness that enables you to act in the world in alignment with divine principles. This awakening to your true self marks the beginning of a new phase in your spiritual evolution. With each activation of your Christic DNA, the wisdom and light of the higher self are integrated more deeply into your being, transforming not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. The fire of Kundalini, combined with the activation of your spiritual DNA, turns you into a channel of divine light, radiating the frequency of love and truth into the world. This is the path of ascension, toward the full integration with your higher self, and the return to your original state of divine purity. The activation of the inner fire and Christic DNA is the process through which you become the conscious embodiment of divine light, living in harmony with your highest purpose and contributing to the global transformation toward a more awakened and luminous consciousness. The purpose of pain and the mission of life. All pain holds a deep and essential purpose. It is a teacher that guides you toward growth and expansion. Pain is not a punishment nor a curse. It is a signal that a part of you needs attention, love, and healing. Every wound, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, is actually a portal to a deeper understanding of your being. Through pain, the soul seeks to integrate forgotten aspects of itself, to heal old scars, and to restore lost balance. Suffering is an invitation to look within and recognize those parts that long to be seen, loved, and released. Archangels Michael and Jophiel remind you that nothing you've experienced has been in vain. Every painful experience, every challenge, every moment of suffering has been an opportunity for your soul to awaken to a deeper level of consciousness. Pain has brought you closer to the truth of who you are, even if, at the time, you couldn't yet see it. Looking back, you begin to realize that all you have lived through has served to strengthen you and prepare you for the journey toward your spiritual awakening. The key lies in how you choose to perceive pain. When you face it with an attitude of openness and learning, pain becomes a master teacher guiding you toward your divine purpose. Instead of running from it, you can embrace it as a powerful opportunity to discover hidden aspects of yourself. Pain does not have to be a lifelong burden, it can be a transformative lesson. Your life mission is not written in some distant place, nor is it to be found outside of yourself. It is encoded in your soul, waiting to be revealed when you reach the point of inner alignment. It is not something you find by searching outward, but something that arises when you are ready to serve the greater good and fulfill the purpose for which you came to this earth. The purpose of your life lies in your heart and inner being. When you learn to listen to the voice of your soul and trust your deepest impulses, you will see that your mission was already there, awaiting activation. To serve does not mean to sacrifice yourself. We are often taught that fulfilling our mission means giving up our needs and desires, but that is not true. To serve means to express yourself in the most authentic and creative way possible, rooted in love and self-respect. To serve the greater good is to share your deepest truth with the world, without fear or hesitation. It is to offer your light without expecting anything in return, while never losing yourself in the process. You serve the world when you fully express who you are and live from the heart. Your mission is intrinsically linked to your ability to be yourself. Authenticity is the path to the fulfillment of your purpose. It's not about following external expectations, it's about following the inner voice that guides you. Your soul knows what is best for you, what path to take, and how to positively impact the world. And when you align with your mission, you discover a deep fulfillment that transcends all challenges, because you know you are contributing to collective evolution and honoring the sacred reason for your existence. Archangels Michael and Jophiel walk beside you on this journey of self-discovery and service. Michael, with his sword of light, helps you cut through the chains of fear and doubt that cloud your purpose, while Jophiel illuminates your mind so you may clearly see the path toward your true mission. They remind you that everything you have lived has prepared you to be who you are now, and that pain is not the end, but the beginning of a profound awakening. As you embrace your life mission, begin to live from the heart, to act with authenticity, and to share your gifts with the world. Your service becomes a reflection of your self-love, and through it, you heal both yourself and others. By serving from your truth, you illuminate the path not only for yourself, but also for all those around you. Thus, the purpose of your life becomes a journey of spiritual expansion, a contribution to the greater good, and the manifestation of your divine essence in every step you take. The call of the new humanity. We are entering a new era, an era of spiritual reunification. This is a time of profound transition in which humanity is beginning to remember its true nature, its divine connection, and its higher purpose. As the vibrations of the planet rise, thousands of souls around the world are awakening to the reality of their stellar origin, recognizing their connection with the cosmos, and activating the Christic codes within themselves. This awakening is not an isolated event, but part of a global movement toward planetary ascension. You, beloved being of light, are an integral part of this great wave of transformation. Your soul chose this moment to incarnate and take an active role in this collective ascension process. You are here with a clear purpose, to activate and express your divine potential. The higher self within you not only seeks to help you heal your personal life, but also to elevate the vibration of the earth. Your mission is greater than you imagine, not only as an individual, but as a part of a new humanity that is now being born. This path toward the new humanity is not about achieving some unreachable perfection or building an idealized version of yourself. The process of spiritual ascension is a journey of coherence, surrender, and presence. It is not about becoming someone entirely new, but about remembering who you truly are, rediscovering your divine essence and living in alignment with your highest purpose. The spiritual awakening occurring in the world is not about perfection or material achievement. It is a process of inner reconciliation, where people are beginning to live more authentically, with more love, compassion, and understanding. The call to the new humanity does not demand that you be perfect, but that you live in integrity with your inner truth, give the best of yourself to the world, and remain present in each moment, recognizing the divinity within yourself and in all beings. The journey to the new humanity is a journey to unity. It is not about separating from one another, but about recognizing our interconnectedness with all that exists. On this path, we are invited to work together, to collaborate in the creation of a more enlightened world, a world where love, peace, and harmony are truly valued. As each of us aligns more deeply with our higher self, we contribute to the collective awakening, helping to raise the vibration of the entire planet. This ascension process is deeply transformative, but not without challenges. As we remember our true nature, the shadows of the ego, inherited fears, limiting beliefs, and old doubts begin to surface. Yet all of this becomes an opportunity for purification and healing. The path to the new humanity is filled with spiritual practices, self-exploration, and inner liberation. Each step we take toward the awakening of our true essence is a step toward global transformation. This is not a path of instant change or unnecessary sacrifice. It is a path that requires patience, commitment, and courage. It calls us to release what no longer serves and to embrace the new energy now flowing through us. On this path of ascension, the goal is not merely personal improvement, but the elevation of collective consciousness, to create a humanity that is more connected, more loving, and more wise. Always remember, you do not need to be perfect to fulfill your purpose. This journey is not about becoming someone entirely different, but about remembering who you have always been, a divine being, connected to the source, filled with love and light. In doing so, you become a beacon for others, guiding them to their own awakening and helping them recognize their inner divinity. The new humanity is not something that can be imposed from the outside, it is something that emerges from within each one of us. Every time we choose to live from the heart, aligned with our higher self, we contribute to the creation of a better world. The new humanity begins within you and radiates outward, transforming the world into a place of peace, love, and unity. This is the call of your soul, to awaken to the new humanity, to live with coherence, and to be the living manifestation of divine love on earth. Your light is needed now more than ever. Final words from Archangels Michael and Jophiel. Beloved being of light, when you feel like you can no longer go on, remember, you are not alone. In moments of difficulty, when the weight of the world feels overwhelming, that is when we are closest to you. No matter how alone you may feel, we are always with you, supporting you, guiding you, and protecting you. You are never truly separate from us. The divine presence surrounds you in every step you take. When you feel lost, enter the silence. Silence is the language of the soul, the space where your true self can be heard. In that quiet place, you will find the answers, the peace, and the clarity you seek. We are there with you, in that sacred inner sanctuary, where you can reconnect with your divine essence, feel the vibration of eternal love, and rediscover your path. When the world seems to darken, ignite your inner flame. Your inner flame is the divine spark that lives within your heart, the eternal light of the Creator that never goes out, even when shadows try to cover it. Never forget that the fire of the Creator lives within you, and you always have the power to illuminate the darkness with the radiance of your being. When fear or doubt surrounds you, let your light shine even brighter. The world needs your light, your love, and your wisdom. The path is already within you. Do not seek outside for what already lives in your heart. The way to peace, wisdom, and truth is already encoded in your being. The truth of who you are, your connection with the divine, and your highest purpose already reside within you. You need only trust, walk in faith, and know that everything you need is already inside you. The wisdom you seek is you. There is nothing external that can offer more clarity, more love, or more truth than what you already hold within. Wisdom lives in your heart, in the stillness of your soul, in the truth that has always been with you. You are a divine being, fully capable of accessing all the answers, guided by the light that dwells within. Dearest soul of light, at the end of the path, all you need is already within you. Trust yourself, trust your connection to the divine, and trust the transformative power of your soul. We will always be here, supporting and guiding you every step of the way. May the light of Archangel Michael protect you, and may the wisdom of Archangel Jophiel illuminate your path to truth.